Oh, Christmas Eve episode, boy.
Or Boxing Day. I'll put it up anyway. You keep it.
Hey, yeah,
Hey, football
hey,
might cancel.
the grind don't stop, dog.
Yeah,
The grind don't stop.
Yeah.
Hey, if the Premier League have games on Boxing Day, we have episodes on Boxing Day too, dog. Hey, we out here. Welcome to another episode of the Trifactor podcast.
This podcast is for Trini football piongs and international ones, where we get to discuss all matters of football, both Trini and internationally.
If you are a football fanatic,
This is for you.
if you just stumble upon here by mistake,
Don't worry, God doesn't make mistakes. This is for you.
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Most importantly, give us your feedback for future content that you might be interested in. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing
Referees? Even though I have some referee partners now, still referees? Alright, that's all I'm going to say. Alright.
Nah, say more.
Nah. I ain't saying
No. We don't have the authority to question anything about any referees at this point in time.
Yeah.
But however, whenever, and I mean, you your good self might fall into that category, there are certain questions that we often are dying to ask referees. And, you know, I sure how much of it we might be able to get into tonight, but...
Tonight, we're discussing a topic that could have friends at odds, asking each other, are you serious? Friends calling each other out, men putting up rules. It has certain men who like to go for the rule book. It has certain men who the motto is play on or the game's gone, right? We're not talking about politics, religion, or even vaccine. We're talking referee calls tonight. We have a special guest on, Mr. David Scarlett, a referee or assistant referee by trade. Is it assistant or a full referee? Scarlett?
Well, we had to do both.
I was wondering. I thought
Sure.
it make it seem like it had levels to this. You could function. You could function in any capacity, right?
I definitely here to learn. So
Yeah.
Oh, he's refereeing in what competitions?
Well, right now I'm at level 3, and because of COVID, I wasn't able to do any promotion exams. So right now it's just school football.
So the first one, Everton Spurs, 7:44 minute mark is the highlight we're looking at, where Holgate chasing down a ball, right? Referee initially stop it and give him a yellow, right? VAR called him back and say, my boy, I think you should go and check this over, right? He goes and checks it over, comes back on and gives him a red. I agree with this, right? Now, Andre goes to the rule book, right? But I agree with this call simply because anytime you follow through his knee height, I giving you a red card. I don't need a rule book to let you know that, brother, man.
But this is what I'm saying. So for me, my overarching opinion of all of this is the rules are the problem. So in my blog, I even say all this, right? It's just, so people talking about VAR, no, but what is the rules that they're actually trying to enforce? Because look at what you just say, for example, you just say, for you, if anything, the foot end up being high above knee height or whatever, that should be a red. Go and find that in the rules where they're that discreet. Instead, it's all these, so people are, I actually find the rules set up referees to be villains when it's not the referee fault, right? You're asking a referee, so the fans and everybody who watching the game want the referee to be objective, right? The idea is he's supposed to be objective. He's objective. He or she, objective. All right, you go and read the rules, everything is subjective. Subjective terms. Anybody who do English on any level, subjective words like, what is violent, Osei? What do you consider violent? What is violent play?
Yeah.
What is violence?
So you're asking me?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
in this instance, just not to be long-winded, in this instance, high studs at knee height, right, running in like a madman is violent.
But everything you just say is subjective.
Exactly.
No, but
Come on, man.
the law actually defines violent conduct, though.
Okay.
Oh, how does it?
Violent conduct is when a player uses or attempts to use excessive force or brutality against an opponent when not challenging for the ball or against a teammate, team official, match official, spectator, or any other person, regardless of whether contact is made.
Wait. Wait.
That's
Key
all.
phrase. You say when not challenging.
Well,
Regardless.
That was part of it.
Regardless.
Yeah, regardless of whether.
Oh, regardless.
Well, regardless, right?
Okay.
No,
Right.
no.
But the subjective word is what?
Violent okay. So violent, we have two types of fouls and misconduct. So foul is basically on-field, misconduct is off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So you have fouls and violent conduct, which come under misconduct. So fouls is on the field or on the ball, violent conduct is off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it is a case of serious foul play, where I will define that too, actually. Serious foul play is a tackle or challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent or uses excessive force or brutality, and it must be sanctioned as serious foul play. If you look at the VAR, when you have the VAR little description on top, you see the checking for serious foul play.
Right.
And that was the instance here.
Right.
Because you are, when you have your foot that high and your studs pointing towards the opponent, you are endangering.
But that's
You
not
are
in the rule book,
endangering.
That's not in the rule book,
But the
You
part that
are endangering this safety of the opponent.
But the rule book is not going to talk about studs. Huh? The rule book doesn't say what is too high. The rule book instead uses excessive. Right. I read that, so say I think you throw in subs at me and Scarlett as men who's read the rules.
Yeah.
Right. I read in the rules and I'm just like, all right, but what is excessive? Because if me based on how I play, what am I gonna call excessive? Me based on all of my exactly. Me based on the accumulation of all my football knowledge from I have played with wild men. I have watched the Barclays era. I've watched Serie A. I've watched La Liga.
The show is highlights.
Yeah.
What am I going to say is excessive? And the fact of the matter is the reason why contentious decisions exist is because there's difference of opinion on what is excessive. That's why it could be contentious.
No, I speaking as somebody who has excessive force have to be defined clearly in terms of scope of operation, right? Excessive force means that if you do something and you went above what is necessary to achieve the objective, that's considered excessive, right? That is simple, right? So I'm playing devil's advocate here. In this instance, are we talking about here, right? Holgate was trying to clear the ball, right? He had a better chance of controlling the ball as compared to the next man, right? I can't remember, right? In clearing the ball, his eyes also the ball. He cleared the ball, and in his follow through, he came into contact with the next man. The intention there was to clear the ball, right? Which he achieved. You can't really say that he excessively cleared the ball there.
No, the clearance is not the problem, or no? He definitely follow through.
The follow through happened as a result of the clearance. He didn't just swing his foot while.
No, but using your own words where you say excessive force is something that not you wouldn't normally do. Would a player normally have his feet that high going at that speed?
If he clear a ball?
No.
If you want to put your laces through a ball to clear?
With that high? That's almost knee height, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're clearing a ball, you're going.
The follow through was definitely
the follow through. Right.
No,
and the follow through what made it.
I think it's a red card too. But my reason for it being excessive is, all right, this is again the experience. Yeah. You don't have to leave your foot in. So you could kick and your foot swing up to kick out, but then your foot doesn't stay straight out and drag down on the man. So by the time I see your foot stiffen out, I'm like, yeah, you leave that there, right? So you are now intending to leave something on the man versus, okay, yes, there are men who are wild, right? So the man who's a wild man is always think about his Bayi, right? Bayi's a wild man.
Yeah.
So I could see Bayi making that tackle without leaving the studs in per se. So like he could end up swinging hard, kicking it very hard for no reason, but he swing the ball, not leave studs in, but he could end up clattering the man with like his knee or something, whatever, right? And it will just look different. So like I see this as success because it's not normal what the term the referees like now is unnatural, right? So it's unnatural how his legs stay straight after. For me.
I just want to touch on a word that you said. You said intent.
Yeah.
When we are playing in laws of the game, it has no such thing as intent. You had to go with what it was. You can't think about what the player intended or if the mean to do this or what. You have to go with what actually happened, what you see. So have no such thing as intent.
Right. So following on that, we go in a kind of sequential order. We could kind of apply them same principles to other calls. Because when they asked Harry Kane about yesterday, what did he say?
Go to that one time. We could go to
well, that's what I'm saying. What did he say? He said, I didn't.
He said he get the ball.
Yeah.
He
lied until he get the ball.
He thought he get the ball.
Right? If that man foot wasn't planted, it was planted. I sure break foot. Right? Sure.
Okay.
Right. No problem. I'm trying to remember. I can't 100% remember because I was dealing with something in work here. If they're calling VAR for that.
I didn't watch the game, so
I'm not sure if they called
I don't know.
I can't remember that.
No, how about I say it this way? No. All we know is VAR did not call the referee to go and look at it again. Right. That's all we really know.
But yellow.
But right? VAR could have been reviewing it in the background, whatever.
Right?
But the thing
which
about,
again comes down to the interpretation of laws. Because the referees in the VAR, in the operation room, could have said, okay, that's a yellow card challenge. But we look in here, and I've spoken to other referees as well on the challenge.
Right.
And they saying as well.
Right.
Why?
It comes down to interpretation of the law. Because the reason is weird because as we looked at in the definition, it endangering the safety of the opponent.
Right.
He studs in above the ankle. Studs in above the ankle, which could lead to a break ankle, a break foot, a break something.
Beautiful. So we continue now with that same principle in that game, right? The red card now.
And the Robson red card, right?
That was a yellow initially. And from the time I see it, I say, now, and this is a red. You see, it looked brazen, right?
Yeah.
54 in the
right. VAR now intervene and say, hey, come on, watch this over. And it was upgraded to red.
And let before we move on, let me tell you something about that game, That game get real wild, I forget the reason why it get wild. Something happened and men started to some harder tackles.
It's not getting wild.
And the referee gave out a bunch of yellow cards to calm it down.
And he also said play on for some stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, ref, I think it should be let them play on right now, no. But anyway.
You see, you could always fight down a ref choice, but I understand why he trying to control the game, yes. He trying to do what he's supposed to do, yes.
Take away from this
not me game. Everybody here to see the game play, not to see the ref give out cards.
Hold on, but Scarlett, what was your opinion of? So was Harry Kane's tackle a red card for you?
Yes, supposed to be red. Yes,
you said red.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
I was reading Dermot Gallagher's opinion on it because he's a former Premier League referee working with Premier League TV now.
That's the bald-head man.
Yeah, the bald-head one was come up here.
Right.
He was saying that it should have been a red, and Kane was lucky to not have been sent off. But I think the reason why the VAR didn't send him off was the foot wasn't.
We know why.
Yeah.
The foot wasn't. It was not a height that. Well, they thought it was at a height that wasn't endangering the opponent. But I think once you're above the ankle,
it was above the ankle.
Right. I think once you're above the ankle, it should be gone.
And that's what I'm saying. Above the ankle, the follow through, right? he could say, well, I was going for the ball.
And the force going with
Was
it.
that
He was totally
was
uncontrolled.
that a little bison skate, boy?
And this is what I'm saying.
That?
And this is
See,
what I'm
Andre
saying.
disagreeing. Andre.
Yeah.
The principles behind
Play
it.
on, guys.
I disagree on like 5 points. Go ahead. No, but all right.
So
All right, but hold on. All right, but hold on. So I think he didn't get the red card because he actually didn't make contact. Is the first thing.
He made contact.
He made contact, sir?
He didn't contact the leg that was the endangering. It's gonna break the man's leg, whatever all they say.
He made contact.
So all right, but hold on. The next part is all right, people are now all right. You're saying that kind of tackle is injure men. Okay, is that what happened? Is that what happened?
So why you have to wait until that happens?
I'm not saying you have to wait until it happens. Yeah, but hold on. You are refereeing what actually happened, not what could have happened if thing. Hey,
but that is called reactionary refereeing.
No, but
you have to be a precautionary referee.
Yeah, but you can't referee what didn't happen.
Andre, so what you're saying is, right?
If I'm no blood, no foul.
Certain tackles are okay. If I skip it?
No. But I'm saying, but I'm saying to you, there are tackles that are okay. I guess I'll say it this way: men have been injured by tackles that were more legit. So saying that the basis of it is that you're fair about the injury. Yes, I understand the spirit of the law is to talk about if there's there's excessive force that can injure a player, right? I look at that tackle. Okay, so compared to the Holgate, where you're seeing that somebody is trying to leave their foot in to cause contact and cause damage.
I didn't see that with Holgate, but
Harry Kane didn't leave his foot in that tackle. Harry Kane did not leave his foot in that tackle. Harry Kane problem. Hold on. Let me finish. Harry Kane's problem was that, okay, if you reach from too far, you're a human being, there's physics. If you reach from too far, you're going to have momentum going all the way through.
Andrew, you know what they call that?
That's why they talk about it.
You know what they call that?
What?
Reckless.
That is not reckless. So, for me, and listen,
go ahead.
No, but for me, okay, again, this is where I see it as, it makes sense why referees have to have experience and all kind of whatever. I see it as, okay, I watch things in the context, not of, and this is what, I keep interrupting my own self. There's something about VAR that I don't like, which is where what it does is, okay, now you put a freeze frame and just watch a 3-second clip back and forth. Okay, you're watching football, that tackle, and I know it's not about malice, but you watch that tackle, and it for me, my interpretation, it didn't feel like somebody that was the term Scarlett?
Serious foul play.
Right. It's not somebody who is using excessive force and trying to get the ball. It's somebody who, right, it's so a yellow card is, and again, I forget the rules, but I read, right? But you have the yellow card for, okay, you're trying to reach a ball that you can't reach. Right? You're trying to reach a ball that, right, realistically, Harry Kane, Robertson was always going to get that ball first, so you're reaching from so far, no matter how, because all they're talking about how high the foot is. His foot was high on the planned foot behind the, like this is after the ball gone, the next foot is where it ended up being high, at the ankle height. At the point where he's making the challenge, he was challenging where the ball was.
And that foot was high.
But you're comparing this to, okay, if you watch that in a vacuum, you're comparing that to, oh, look how high the foot is. Okay, that's not what is in the rules about where the foot is.
All
you
right.
think about it in terms
of... can't get our same principle application because it's not a vacuum, because he had control of the ball in this instance.
All right, but I'm telling you, without even watching a replay, I see in Holgate and I'm like, why is his foot doing this? Why is his foot
because you watch that same 3-second clip, and see.
No, I ain't watch no VAR. I watch in fast play. I was like, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Right. I watch Hurricane thing. So I guess the sentiment coming out of the Hurricane thing is, for me, I was like, I could see it going both ways. I could see a referee saying yes. I could see a referee saying no. Because it did not look like, all right, this man trying. and again trying. This man coming too hard, whatever. It didn't look like that. Not to me.
Pause.
Oh, here I say, né?
Good.
On the thing, I had that stance too, where I could see it being red, I could see it being yellow, but I don't feel it was like Madison on take a yellow and let the game continue because we already was spoiled the game. It was full half, it was early thing like that, right? Right, no scene. But I'll leave that.
All right, so that's a separate conversation because one of them is about the referee's decision on the field, but then the other one is about the other talking point is but why is VAR not calling for him to review that one versus the other one? What is the parameter? What is the parameters around when VAR says? What is the parameters around when VAR says something needs to be reviewed or not? All right, I'm with you on that.
And that because when I see you give a yellow for that for Andy Robertson, I say you are madman or ref, and then when I see the view it over, but then I say wait.
So let me ask you
Okay,
something
so
for you.
wait, just now.
Go ahead.
I'm looking back at the video here. The Hurricane video, right? Kane 1-0 of the ball.
He didn't win the ball, no.
So what are you trying to justify?
But you could challenge for a ball.
Yeah, but you had to win the point of challenging for the ball is to win the ball. If you don't win the ball,
and a red card.
If you don't win the ball and you come out excessive sport, like what he doing.
But I don't agree with the excessive. I don't.
It is excessive.
That's excessive. You have no chance against that ball.
So I guess all right. Look, I was going to try not to look up the rules, but what is a yellow card offense? Okay,
I have it right here.
All right.
I have it right here. Yes, no. A player caution is guilty of delaying the start of play, dissent by word or action, entering or deliberately leaving the field of play without referee permission, failing to respect required distance when play restart, so like goal kick corner, some kind of thing.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So persistent offenses like fouls one after the other.
Yeah. Right.
Unsporting behavior, it have a definition for that as well, but unsporting behavior. Entering the referee review area, which is the little area by the VR monitor.
Okay.
Yeah. And excessively using the VR signal, the TV signal.
What?
Yeah.
So that's like showing to a card, right?
That's a card, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But in terms of fouling,
that's it?
Of tackling.
That is it for players on the field, yeah.
So that means it will fall into the one that was the one that have a definition.
Serious foul play, yeah.
Serious for the yellow?
It wasn't serious foul play for the yellow. It was
for which one? The yellow?
For the yellow. I think it was unsporting.
Like a normal foul.
That will come under. Also, it have 3 types of fouls, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it have careless, which is a regular foul. It have reckless, which is a yellow card challenge.
Reckless is yellow?
Yeah, reckless is yellow. And it have excessive force for red cards.
If reckless is yellow, then Hurricane can get yellow.
Well, I could understand the yellow being given, as I said.
This is the law definition. So careless is when a player show lack of attention or consideration when making a challenge or act without precaution. No disciplinary sanction needed.
Okay.
Reckless is when a player acts with regard to the danger or consequences for consequences for an opponent, and they must be cautioned, which is yellow card.
You're making Andre case. Anyway, good.
And then excessive force is when a player exceeds the necessary use of force
subjective.
and or endangers the safety of an opponent and must be sent off.
All right, but this is what I'm saying, right? And all I'm saying there on that definition alone, right? You use the context now. You've watched football. You understand the physics of playing football. There is no way for Harry Kane to challenge for that ball. So listen to me carefully, yeah? I don't think he should challenge for the ball because no, at all, because he knows you can't reach. So don't challenge for the ball. All right. However, if a player decides to challenge for that ball in that situation, there is no way to challenge for that ball in that situation and not foul the man.
No, obviously you will foul the man.
Listen to me. There's no way for Harry Kane to try to because it was really a 60-40, not a 50-50.
Right.
The only way he could actually even get close was to do exactly what he did. He had to do a kind of skate. You skate, keep your foot low with the skate, but you're trying to make sure you reach to put a challenge on the ball. Okay, that is a careless decision. That is a dog. You can't reach. But he didn't do what he did not do was, okay, you've seen it. You've seen the man who, no, what he is trying to do is to leave something on the man. So he goes in, he run harder than so Harry Kane didn't run harder than he needed to. So you see men who's run real hard for like, what are you doing? Then you see then you see them lunge they jump 2 foot off the ground and do so. Then you see men who just they slide early and then they put their foot up high. Like, okay, you've seen it all. None of those things happen. It was simple as though. Why would you choose to try to tackle? That's one interpretation.
Isn't having the studs up above ankle height endangering the safety of the opponent?
In my opinion, the studs up discourse is a bit of an oversimplification because our anatomy.
Yeah.
There's
it has nowhere else with you up.
Right.
No, but it's not only studs up. It's two things are mentioned. It's studs up and the height of the foot. You think that is endangering the safety of the opponent?
In my opinion, not really.
I'll push back on you, Andrew, right? No, there are different tackles, right? It's how the block, right? It's how you can come across. One of the easiest ways to get a card or whatever is to show your studs. Clean tackle or not, especially in the Premier League. I've seen some soft red cards for just showing your studs. But even
you just describe it as soft.
Right. I've seen some soft red cards.
Yeah, I hear you.
For just showing the studs. Harry Kane did not only show his studs. He came in sliding through and past Robertson, who took matters into his own hands. Say, I'm not taking a break foot, and I will skip him.
No, but you have the eye as well. It's not like if he hit the side of the foot or the instep of the foot is above the ankle. That is the part. That is the part.
These are great discourse, but we have more things to discuss. So let's keep it.
So listen. No, but hold on. That's my last question on this is just okay. All you watch the Harry incident and all you watch the Robertson incident, right? Which one felt more like your discernment? Which one felt like a red card?
Robertson.
Both.
Both. Okay. All right. Let's ask him. I didn't really want to argue it. Let's ask him. And for me, it was Robertson.
Because Robertson to do some damage.
I could give Robertson a red, right? But from the time I see Harry Kane skate you like Bison, I like dog. That's my opinion on them kind of tackles. Do not skate in with your studs showing. As a professional,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
That's not in the rules, B.
I wouldn't say that.
As a professional, that's one of the easiest way to injure our next player.
That's not in the rules, B.
There are block tackles that professionals know how to tackle without showing your studs.
You remember I was in our officiating course in UE.
Yeah.
And we was doing goal line technology.
Right.
And a man actually went up and he did a presentation on goal line technology. And saying, in order to prevent goal line technology discourse from happening, just hit the net. Just hit the net. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. You can't tell a player don't go with studs. It's just.
Here's why I would tell a player not go with studs, because I've seen soft dismissals.
It's high risk. It's very high risk.
I've seen softer tackles than that get a red card in.
And that's why I put it into the realm of almost like it's foolish. or it's careless. It's not
reckless according to you. Reckless. According to you, reckless.
It's reckless, but it's not. Anyway, whatever.
Excessive.
We don't need to re-referee it again. We don't need to re-referee it
Last
again.
point.
Yeah.
Nobody will like getting tackled with the studs. That's just all I'll say. Anyway, Robertson. we agree that Robertson is our red, right?
That open and shot. That is open and shot. Red.
Red, all right. So we go back up. A penalty overturn. This is what against Arsenal, right? Back pass by Ben White. The referee called up a pen. But VAR told him, I think it should have to go and take a look. So he went across and he overturned it. Now, me taking all my bias out of this, it was real hard for me to not give a penalty there. It looked like a pen for me. Because I really didn't see, well, this highlight didn't show a different angle.
Angles. Yeah.
No, but you don't need a different angle.
So it like he got touch on the ball, but he got a real small touch on the ball.
He touched him, man?
Huh? Yeah,
you find he touched him, man?
He touched him, man.
I don't think he touched him, man.
Nope, he did not.
Oh, well,
so correct decision. Correct decision. No, don't watch the angle. Watch it over and put your YouTube on the slowest speed. Put YouTube on the slowest speed.
Okay.
Go on 0.25 or whatever is the slowest speed. Put YouTube on the slowest speed. And you will see. You will see it.
Okay. But like, again, that's just so they're saying overturn for sure.
Correct decision, yeah. Correct decision.
Okay. But once again, what I would say is my issue is, so again, I haven't looked up if there's and I'm sure Scarlett will tell me. So I don't know if the PGMOL have actually released the parameters for what VAR is supposed to intercede in and whatever. I don't know if that's public.
I think on all penalties.
That is in the law. That is in the law, actually. That is in the law.
So it's just but it's just the part of it that is, okay, I just want to make sure I understand when does VAR jump in or not.
I'll get for you. But correct decision for me, because
yeah, for sure.
Ramsdale got the ball, and I think Vidra was the attacker. Ramsdale did not touch Vidra. If you slow it down, you could see it. He did not touch him. Vidra dived, and
he should have got yellow, all kind of thing.
No, if the referee had seen it on the field, fine, yellow. Remember VAR, you can't intervene with VAR and give yellows. VAR not there to administer the yellows.
Referee.
Yeah, but correct decision.
All right, next one is Laka.
Next one is Laka. The guy kind of kicked through Laka's foot to get the ball, but he made contact. I'm not even sure if he made contact with Laka's foot, but there was contact on Laka's foot and the ball. He went through Laka's foot to get the ball, I think.
Yeah, so I have a real hard time with these kind of tackles or these kind of fouls, quote unquote. Yeah. And I actually so there have been times where I went and looked up the rules now. I vex looking up the rules to see how does the rule define this stuff, because I find, now this is now me biased as a player. Right. I really don't like how a man, he is going to get dispossessed. So based on the body angle, the momentum, whatever, he's going to get dispossessed. So what he does is he tries to put his foot in front. So you touch him and then say, you foul, man. And it's just like, but dog.
That's like Chelsea penalty.
You were not actually. I didn't prevent you from keeping it. I didn't prevent you from keeping the ball because I touched you. This is not a non-contact sport. This was not. Somehow I am stopping you from playing, essentially, right? Because I touched you as a foul. You didn't have the body position to actually keep the ball. You were not actually protecting the space that allowed you to keep the ball. So in that situation there, Lacazette, he do that reach for that ball. Dog, what he was going to do? Okay, you reach and both all your toe do so. Okay. At some point, both all your foot was going to land.
But did he go through Laka first to get the ball?
Yes.
I think so. When you watch it on slow motion and replay, you could say, okay, he went under him and touched it first. Man.
What do you say? But what do you think about that, Scarlett?
No, I think it's, again, correct decision. Right. The player came from behind, no chance to get the ball. And as you said, he went through Laka first before getting the ball. So I think correct decision.
I think that's a big, like if you go through the player first, you will get the ball.
Yeah,
Are there no
you
thoughts
will.
on it?
Nah. I
All right.
could see why that was given.
I agree with the call, but I don't like it as a player. As a player, I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it. Ooh, the next one is off. The next one is a penalty and it's cheating.
Right.
Was
So
that Maguire?
the next one is the one not given.
Yeah.
Not
Maguire?
given.
That's
Not
cheating.
not even called for review. Right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would give him I would say a little biased statement here and say that Maguire gets away with a lot. But look, anyway.
Yes, that's true. We all
No,
know that. We agree with that.
but serious talk.
That should have been a pen.
This makes no sense because it's a penalty incident. So VAR definitely supposed to look at this and tell the referee about it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not call that? How do you not call that?
The only way I could see it not being reviewed is because Tomiyasu had no chance of reaching the ball. He had no chance of reaching the ball. He wasn't directly involved in the play.
Okay.
So from that perspective, I could see why it wasn't reviewed. But I still think it's a penalty.
But what if somebody headed it back and it was second phase?
Well, no. I ain't going to say that. I was going to say your devil's advocate to say, so a man could jump kick a man off the ball because he never involved in the play.
I just want to say, off the ball event.
You could jump kick the man.
But jump kick would come under violent conduct because it's off the ball. It's off the ball.
So you can pants a man off the ball, or it's not violent. You just pants him, man. You can pants him off.
That's bring up a good point there, Scarlett. So all right. Maybe I should read. Let me go to Edison.
This is what I'm going to ask. This is what we got principle.
Let me bring up Edison, the Edison issue, right? Fraser had no chance of winning the ball.
The ball was gone.
The ball has already been repossessed.
Mm-hmm.
But you come from nowhere and slide me down.
Mm-hmm. Momentum.
Mm-hmm. Play on, Scarlett.
No, that should have been a penalty.
Ooh.
Thank you.
It should have been a penalty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because a man could set a pick for next man.
Why?
I disagree big time.
It should have been a penalty because we talked about intent earlier. I know, you don't know who intended what. You don't know what a player is thinking. You don't know what his intent is. But you could clearly see that Edison was trying to take him out. And away from that, it is a careless challenge. Well, it is a careless challenge.
It is undisciplined.
It is a careless challenge inside the box. And the different from the Tomiyasu one, Maguire would pull him down, and you could argue that a pull and a tackle like that is two different things. And you could argue that it's two different things, and Edison clearly is a penalty.
Thank you. I agree
but however, penalty, no card.
No, I would get a penalty, no card.
Penalty, no card.
No.
Before
and just go off on here.
No. I just want to know the rule book. So Scarlett, you had the rules ready. What's the rules on penalty? So what are the things that are indirect in the box versus what is a penalty?
No, remember a penalty is a direct. A penalty is a direct free kick in the box.
Right.
So all the criteria for a direct free kick, well, most of them will be the same for a penalty.
So I went reading the rules, and I think I came out to it saying this could be an indirect. Right? I think that's what Talio say. I can't remember what was the criteria. But I ended up reading what is direct versus indirect, and then I'm saying what I see this challenge as was more in line with what indirect describes, but I can't remember the specifics.
My only thing is, right, as pros, this type of tackle shows indiscipline, right? Now, if an under 14 man comes skating and still take out a man, yes. But at the highest level, right, your player covering for you, right? I know Jones get the ball or whoever get the ball or whoever, right? You just come out like this, like Allison just come out and missing. It's reckless, it's undisciplined. You come and take out our next player, so I could just do that anytime.
You be correct to him. It wasn't
I could
reckless.
just drunk kick a man anytime.
You be correct to him. It was careless, not reckless.
Yeah, careless, not reckless. It's careless. It's like so I could just, because my player now, I could just side down a man anytime.
Sorry, so let me tell you what the criteria for direct free kick is, right? And I'll tell you, a penalty is a direct free kick in the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a direct free kick is awarded if a player charges, jumps at, kicks or attempts to kick, attempts is an important part, kicks or attempts to kick, pushes, strikes or attempts to strike, including a headbutt, tackles or challenges, or trips or attempts to trip.
About 4 criteria.
If our offense involves contact, it is penalized by direct free kick. And this involves contact, hence the reason it's not indirect.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't this one I was talking about. I don't know. Maybe it was, I don't know. But all right. I don't like none of that. So contact, that means any contact penalty.
No, not any contact.
Or it allows for contact being judged as part of a direct.
Any contact that I just listed in the criteria. So charges, pushes, kicks or attempts to kick, pushes, jumps at, strikes or attempts to strike, tackles or challenges, or trips or attempts to trip. Anything in those criteria is a foul. So it's not like any contact.
So the thing that I haven't liked, so when I go look at the rules, the thing that I haven't liked is, so I know I'll just make the joke about, so because it's off the ball, you can kick down a man, right? Yeah. But it's very strange to me in the rules how it doesn't really center around playing the ball. Like it doesn't really focus on that, which is so strange to me because it just allows for, you wonder why it have diving culture. This is why. If you allow for, so look at that situation. So yes, I understand all of the above, fellas.
Yeah.
I can't disagree, right, with what the rules say.
Right.
All right, but look at that situation. Ryan Fraser cannot get the ball, will not get the ball. In fairness to Edison, so yes, we talk about you can't judge an intent. Obviously, we know him. He look at that situation, he see Cancelo getting it, and he decide he gonna put a body on that man, right? Okay, but you look at what he did. He stopped I could say he fake stop, but now he's until
he tried to pull out of it.
Right? But you see so first of all, why you run? But then okay, now you pull out and you skate. So his foot was tucked in, his hand pulled back, all kind of thing. So he make contact with the tie on the man, whatever. Okay. I'm gonna give a penalty in a situation where that first of all, the contact is that kind of incidental contact. But more importantly, so I shouldn't say that's first of all. Second of all, the man has been dispossessed already.
Then
so
why make the challenge?
Fair enough.
This is why I wanted.
Fair enough. But that is why I'm saying what is absent from the rules is, okay, if you are making a challenge that is, I think it's very important to say this, which is why the Harry Maguire thing for me is egregious. If you are doing something to impede an opponent from getting the ball, if you are doing something, so if it's not violent, so if you're not trying to injure the man, then the other thing that matters is, are you trying to stop the man from getting the ball, playing the ball, scoring a goal, hitting a pass, whatever? If you're not doing none of that, and you make incidental contact with somebody, and oh gosh, I know, this is the gray, the incidental contact with somebody, yeah, that should not be judged in the same way as something else. So here we are. Look at the two incidents we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Compare Harry Maguire holding a man's hand back,
It should have been given a penalty.
which somehow, Scarlett, I'm going to hold you accountable there, right? With the Harry Maguire, you saying you could see why that would not be one, right? Here you have a situation where a man is holding an opponent, where the ball is in play and active, and you have another situation where the ball is gone, and a man hits a man with his thigh after he pull away his leg and hand, and we judging those two things in the same. Hey, this is the same offense.
You're saying the ball gone, right? But the time between Cancelo and Edison tackle was like a second. It wasn't like 5 seconds after and it happened.
The trigger for him to make the tackle in the first place because the ball was it still had that chance. So you can't say the ball was gone.
You can't say it was gone.
But the ball was gone.
It was gone by the time you should have seen.
But Andre, I think that's where Edison showed real. It was careless.
I don't disagree.
You're saying referees should use their experience and common sense when making decisions. Players should as well.
Listen, I agree. Listen to me. I agree.
Let me just show one more thing in it, Andre. Right?
But I don't think that was a penalty, though.
All right, Fane, let me just say one more thing. If it was Rudiger coming across to make a block, and let me say James get the ball and go in, and Rudiger done in his tackle,
and clean up a man,
pull out, and trip a man, is that a penalty?
Listen to me. So, I guess let me pivot that question there.
Right. Yeah.
You telling me you haven't seen something like that happen before that didn't get called?
But what I'm saying,
outside the penalty box.
And that's a great question.
And that's what it
is it a foul?
I don't think it is. To me,
they had to be consistent.
Yeah. All right, but this is what I'm saying. So remember from the beginning, I start with, in my opinion, the laws are too nuanced. It allows for too much discretion. That allows for too much of these debates. So you think about, okay, the law doesn't adjudicate for this, right? Okay. But I'm saying to you, there's a line. There's a line where, okay, if you allow for people to do screens and blocks, there's gonna be people who are gonna do it ridiculous. There's gonna be people who clothesline a man or something, right? There's gonna be a line. But okay, if you're talking about Edison in this situation, it's not as if Edison did a screen that then allowed Cancelo to get the ball. It was Edison.
It was a careless tackle.
Careless and recklessly. Despite seeing that he had cover in his defender, despite seeing that his defender is in the better position, he decided to come through skating.
The only thing I can say in Edison's defense is that Cancelo and all shaky too. Because he probably wasn't even expecting him to. That's the only thing I can say in defense.
And one more thing.
But for me, I've seen on other areas of the pitch, you have men follow through who wasn't part of a third man follow through. Thing is momentum. They pull out. Okay, the man get contact. But the man, what is different is because the man in the box, he ain't doing this big.
I've seen where a teammate win a ball and a man still come through and it's a foul.
Because that was still be a foul.
That challenge would still be a foul outside the box.
It have a next part of this where, and I find referees never used to call it. Where they used to blow the whistle. No, they used to blow the whistle. And men used to still take on strikers. And no card, nothing, because he played dead. I used to be like, horse, you see that?
Yeah, it's still a foul. No, especially keepers used to get away with that real plenty.
Right, true.
Keepers used to always get away with that. Anyway.
Say that over.
When like if you referee blow his whistle and somebody gone in the tackle.
Like outside.
It's a real hard tackle.
Oh, okay.
And because he played dead, I go ignore that bad tackle.
So that is
and the striker limping out.
That's Pickford and Van
Dijk. Exactly. That should be a penalty.
According to the law, no, but
that should be a penalty.
According to the law, no, but
wait, sorry, segue. How does the law allow for that?
Well, offside means that the play is dead, right? Offside means that the play is dead, right?
So it's kind of like original rules, though.
And you cannot allow for a foul which is under serious foul play under a dead ball.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Criminal.
So as long as
under violent conduct
Andre can jump kick a man in the head at that.
Wait,
at that
wait,
point.
wait, hold on, hold on.
That would be violent conduct. That would be
Which it
violent
was
conduct.
not.
Okay.
If it was under violent conduct, which it was not,
Okay.
it would
was
have been
not?
a different thing.
You don't find it was violent?
No, that
No,
doesn't mean official violent conduct.
it was an excessive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue excessive reckless. You could argue that. However, you want to argue that, I agree. That's a debate.
I could argue that was absolutely more violent than Harry Kane.
Regardless.
Yeah, that was
And it made contact.
And it injured him.
Whatever.
All right.
Regardless, remember the offsides were called first, so that takes precedence over.
Yeah.
That's why they stopped calling. That's why they stopped calling offside. That's why they just wait until let play on let man get killed until let man dead and then call it offside. Yeah.
And that is what I do agree with Beer. I think if it's clear, call it one time. You don't want to wait. If it's clear, call it one time. It have a lot of examples where it's a clear offside and then they're waiting for the ball to dead.
Men getting tackled in the box. Men getting.
I don't agree with that.
And then they put up the flag.
As soon as you're aware that it's offside for sure.
If it's a clear offside,
they go change it.
They
go make that change. They go change that rule. They go change that rule.
In the 5th minute, men trying to conserve gas, but they don't run down a man until they call it offside. Like,
correct. I don't agree with that.
They go change it. They go change it.
Next one is Chelsea Leeds. The tackle from Rafinha. At first, I didn't think it was a penalty, and I'm still not sure. It was a wild man tackle, but it looked like he get the ball, boy. But they give up a penalty.
Correct decision.
He's a Chelsea fan, though.
Regardless, correct decision. Because when I was watching the game, I saw the tackle in real time. Yeah. I thought it was a good tackle. I thought he won the ball. I thought it was, and the referee pointed for a corner, so I say, I agree, corner. But when you watch the replays and the different angles, you're like, yeah, he didn't win the ball.
Different angles, I think he got his foot first.
He didn't win the ball. And I was like, okay, yeah, correct decision.
Yeah, I don't find that was contentious at all. I just see that
as contentious.
I see that as so. How you felt about Edison? They will say, about as a professional thing. Yeah, I saw that and I was just like, dog, Rafinha, what are you doing?
Why are you doing that, son?
What are you doing?
No, but I thought he won the ball first, sir.
What are you doing? I don't care how good you win the ball. What are you doing in the box doing that? What are you doing?
In real time, it looked like you win the ball, but yeah.
Reckless tackle, for sure.
A terrible decision.
Correct.
No doubt as a pro, that is indiscipline.
I would say careless. I would say reckless. Which is why he didn't get a yellow card.
Maybe I'm using the words interchangeably. Sorry. Yeah. Careless.
Yeah, remember, careless is no sanction. Reckless is yellow card.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Careless.
Now
this one really burned my biscuits.
Which one is this one now?
Under the rib cage and the Wolves City.
The hands.
The handball for penalty. 1-12.
Yeah, that's hands. That's hands.
Wait, so
what's that? I say, I know the man raised his hand, but to me, it looking like all rib cage.
Dog, put your hand down. What the hell are you doing? What you doing?
Under your arm too?
What you doing? What's that? What you doing?
So
put your hand down.
Your hand is definitely not on natural position, yes. But where did the ball hit?
This is yet another one. This is yet another one that I put into the same category of Rafinha and Edison. What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
Dog, this is since I supporting Inter, This is Christian Kivu. Christian Kivu and them. Put your hand behind your back. It's as simple as that. John Terry and them, Ivanovic and put your hand behind your back. You don't get big for a cross no more. This is not 90s.
You can see where it's handball and where it's not handball.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the ball hit below that green area. Remember, the armpit is where the green area is. So from your sleeve to your armpit, so about here, that is where the green area is. Anything below that is handball. As you could see here, so correct decision, handball.
So the only thing, one thing I will say, I think this is where I agree with the old schoolers like Graham Souness and them, where they talk about where they really hate VAR and thing now. But But like for me, we ain't want to really be going through no matrix bullet time, watching things 17 and so for me the whole conversation that was about did it hit this first and then up or this first for me that is a pointless conversation. Because if I have to do like I say, if I have to do matrix bullet cam 17 views and a snapshot and a zoom up and to see, oh yeah, touch this part.
Nah, that making sense. It looks so.
If your arm up so and it hits something there, I'd look.
You look for that, you buy that.
I agree totally now though. As a pro player hand on. I'll take that.
No, because your intention.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You're trying to get big.
You're trying to make it unnecessarily big. Your intention wrong.
And according to the law, it's handball if a player considered to make their body unnaturally bigger.
Exactly.
When the position of the arm is not a consequence or justifiable by the player's body movement by that specific situation.
Right. Physics.
Yeah. And if the player have their hand in such a position, the player takes the risk of their hand being hit by the ball and being penalized. That's in the law. So
I want anybody who vex, I want to see them just send me a video, you jump in and show me if your hand is go up. So show me how that go. If you just jump, show me how your hand is go.
Yeah, correct decision.
Alright. You went through that quick and I shall do more.
I don't know them.
You didn't have one more?
Is that one more? The early one. The Reece James.
I saw Chelsea Liverpool.
I think that's a straightforward one though.
Straightforward.
That's true red card. Did we talk about the Albion and no, I don't think we did. Albion and Newcastle.
The thing about the Albion one, I find it looks did he kick the man? I find it looks softish.
The penalty didn't get called for the kick, by the way.
And he kind of embellished too.
What the penalty get called for?
The arm in the midriff, he pulled him up. What's the arm after the kick?
He kind of kicked.
Okay, I see.
The arm in the midriff, pull him back. Correct decision.
When this happened, boy?
Listen, when I tell you that referee's a thief. Sorry, Scarlett.
You see it?
Yeah. See that referee? That referee has been a thief for years. That tackle event too. Oh Lord.
But correct decision though.
Is it?
Dropping you for the game?
I just waiting for you to see it.
Interrupting you for the game, I think.
No, they flick it up and head it to his keeper.
Yeah, so what's the rule?
Interrupting you for the game, I think.
No, it's circumventing the law.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It comes on us on sporting behavior. It's circumventing the law.
Okay. Natural advantage kind of.
No, I'll give you the definition. Hold
on, Scarlett. But was that a penalty or they just do an indirect or drop ball?
Indirect. So the definition of that is initiates a deliberate trick for the ball to be passed, including from a free kick or goal kick, to the goalkeeper with the head, chest, knee, etc., to circumvent the law, whether or not the goalkeeper touches the ball with the hand.
Wait. So if I hit a crossfield pass to a fella and it bounces and he headed it back to the keeper.
Oh, not like that. It's like if you flick it up or if you go down on the ground and head a ball.
Yeah.
Like if you see that before. You see how you go down on the ground and head a ball. No, there's a new law change that implemented this season. So Arsenal would have been booked back then.
All right.
But there's a law change from this season. So
Samanka do a rainbow and then header to the keeper.
Nah, that is circumventing law.
Game's going.
Yeah, but this not. As a man, I don't get so heated about these decisions because, like I say, Scarlett, I think the seriously rule book they give all the dog. It's too broad. It's too broad. Like all the things that people just say. So there's so much things commentators say that's not in the rules. Is shoulder to shoulder in the rules, Scarlett?
No, one of the first things they teach when we went to referee class is that commentators, pundits, former players when they go on TV don't know the laws.
Exactly.
So do not listen to them. Do not listen to what I have to say. They don't know the laws.
Okay, but when you go read the laws, in my opinion, it could be more explicit to allow for just simple understanding. It's discrete. People know this is the law, this is not the law. Right, so I think about, so by the decision not being something that is simplified to one or the other, it just allows for, all right, there's this interpretation and this thing and this person think this should be seen and what should be blah, blah, blah. Where, okay, if you're talking about the idea of VAR was supposed to help the referees and support the referees, make the job easier, whatever, I am saying yes, but as if the rules are clearer. If the rules are clearer, then the person that is helping the referee can help them in a very one or the other. And not so much helping them saying, well, in my opinion, it could be. So you might want to look at it again. And that's all the conversation is. Okay, which allows the referee to say, nah, I was right. Talk done.
But
Which then still allows for, all right, Graham Souness to come on here talking about Pogba with a referee that wrong too, or whatever you gonna say about Pogba, right? It's just allowing for the game to be about shippiness. When, all right, dog, please, let's move on. For me, for example, this weekend, if studs up above ankle height was in the rule book, talk done.
So you want everything spelled out.
But I'm not saying everything.
In that game, Hurricane's gone.
but I'm not saying everything. I'm not saying everything. But for example, if you want to set the boundary, so just as you could define where the arm is, okay, define what is too high. So if you're saying, look, any studs up challenge above the ankle is considered too. All right, the rule is there now.
So endangering the opponent is not enough for you.
No, because what is that?
It's still a real attitude that could happen.
Hence Hurricane got a yellow. hence people out here talking about, everybody out here talking about it's because he's the captain of England. It's because of this, that, and the other. All right.
I wasn't vexed with the yellow, eh? I vexed how they handle that whole thing.
Listen, Zade, as a result, now you have people who looking into how do referees, so I see people talking about, they want to see how referees get selected and if they have a point system for eliminating referees at his teeth.
But there is a system, though.
They put unnecessary pressure on our referee. I mean, you get real licks when they get wrong, but you get right.
Unnecessary.
And that's why it does work. It's unnecessary because
I think
especially with VAR, right? And that's why I keep talking about you make a call. I'm saying, check that back dog. From the time everybody see you go across it, see, you get wrong. I know you was wrong. Take. You put a man in place. You understand?
Yeah. I don't understand what you mean.
But do you remember the referee could stand on his decision?
They do.
All the time.
He don't have to go to the screen and overturn it.
I promise you. Listen, I promise you, if you do these statistics, it's probably 96% of the time they stay on their decision, though. Them men not backing down. Them men say, nah, I was right. I was always right. That's what he's going to do every time.
Especially Mike Dean.
Nah, don't even talk about him, huh?
It had a Chelsea game. It was a Chelsea player and he had scored and it was offside. I can't remember what game it was. But the thing is,
they call it offside.
No, it was given. It was slightly offside, right? Like a few millimeters offside. Like a few.
I like that you bring up offside. Go ahead.
Like it was slightly offside, right? And the VARs decided to go on the referee decision and give the assistant the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to say distance, but
parallax.
How close it was. You have to give the assistant the benefit of the doubt and the benefit of the decision, and I think that was very well done. Like how VAR should be used, not referring like a 2 or millimeter offside. That is not what VAR was brought in for. Not to say at. Remember
because Andre's foot is a size 15 and mine's a size 12 by onside.
My foot is on 15. My foot is on 15.
And it brings me back to saying a VAR is an assistant and assistants are there to assist, not insist. You know that to referee the game. So if I are two offside or
Yeah,
play
let
to
her go.
I
offside or
find that
something.
two offside is the most ridiculous thing on.
Let her go over here.
That season was the worst ever. Yes, that season where the Premier League was doing all this.
So
You see
you
the two
telling me
lines coming
because
down.
Lines,
because
yeah.
Sterling does run so,
Yeah, exactly. He in
and
trouble.
this
He
man
in
does
trouble.
run
He in
so,
trouble. He in
I'm
trouble. He
offside
in
and you
trouble.
and he not.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned,
City get robbed real plenty down here.
But
City get robbed real plenty down here.
I thought that was excellent refereeing.
Which
Right
one?
An
out now.
excellent
as
from
you mentioned,
the
benefited you though.
He's a Chelsea man talking.
No, regardless of that, I thought that was good. I want to see that more often. I
What?
don't want to see a two offside and
Oh, okay.
yeah, I want to see that more often.
But an example of what I was talking about with
Arsenal does real get a.
so think about offside. Think about offside. They might disagree, but tell me why offside. Again, the intent of offside, right, is you're gaining an unfair advantage by being behind the line or whatever, right? Okay. Tell me why offside cannot be similar to goal line technology, where it's the whole ball have to be over the whole line. Why can't be the whole players behind the
I
line?
think it should.
No,
But why not? But why not?
No.
What that does, Scarlett, what that does is, okay, when VAR review it, it is yes, no, talk done. It have no, oh well, I think that is more than this.
You could play the ball with a passing body, etc.
Because the length of Zwade forearm is longer than my own, he on and I on.
My gate when I lean forward more, so that means I'm more like, what are we doing? This is not 100 meters where we're trying to get photo finish. This is all right. Am I gaining an advantage by being offside? Do I gain an advantage because my shoulder lean more? No, that is not what is giving me an advantage. And I'm saying, look, yes, we could debate that in that on that level, but I'm saying, okay, that is an example of where I'm saying the rules themselves. If you think about the rules more intentionally about what is the intent behind the law, what is the thing that you're trying to get in the game, okay, change it to where it reads to help the decision to just be.
I don't think that will help. Okay. I think that would just cause more chaos, to be honest. Yeah.
Because you see, then our man will kind of real target. It could be a problem. It could be kind of subjective because if you have an excessively tall man, right, he could be further ahead.
If people was in this era, he's going no goal.
Somebody shot.
But if I'm saying to you anyway, I don't want to argue the thing itself because that was just an example.
But I think that would cause more chaos. Yeah.
I have a question though. You mentioned the benefit of the doubt. Like who generally does get the benefit of the doubt and in what circumstances?
Well, whoever make the decision. So like if it's an offside, the assistant will get the benefit of the doubt. If it's real close. Obviously if it's a clear and cut offside and VAR check it, well they go with VAR decision. But if it's real close and it don't make sense that drawing them little millimeter line where it's 2
technology don't exist.
Yeah, all the technology don't exist, yeah, correct. The assistant get benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I don't think VAR is be checking everything though.
Yeah, and the change that this season, which is good.
Clearly Tommy Yasu can get pulled back.
Yeah, depending on who playing now. I don't think VAR is
also put the Cristiano Norwich penalty in it, you know.
I can't remember how that was, but I remember watching the game and I say correct this season.
Yeah, it was correct. It didn't look right at first, but replay show, yeah. It's been an interesting podcast episode, fellas.
Watch how far we start and watch how far we go.
I know you didn't sign up for all last Scarlett.
Yeah, but
that's okay. Man.
My thing does always be at the end of the day, like you have a baseline principle that we're working on now. That we can apply it across the board.
Which is what?
Not enough.
And that's why I was talking about like refereeing calls and them kind of thing. Give me the principle that we're working with. I want you to have the principle that we're working with. And you say, okay, based on this principle, this is X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Okay, cool. I could see that. So, Scarlett, thanks for your service too. I mean, it's a thankless work. I know.
A referee is definitely a thankless work.
I have absolutely no problem understanding why a call was made. I have no problem with that. I always willing to learn because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not an easy work. You can't And I remember hearing this when I was in secondary school. Say, you can't please everybody. And even if you manage to please everybody, it will have somebody that not please that you please everybody. So just do what you have to do. You understand?
Think of a police, right?
Yeah, well,
The
don't bring up servicemen now.
the law book
use of discretion.
The law book uses the word that a referee has to enforce the law. A police had to enforce the law. Army had to enforce the law.
Yes.
Same thing. Just like the laws of the land, the laws of the game is the same.
Yeah, but you know, it are people who are just never nothing good to say about people who trying their hardest to have the world continue spinning on in the various spheres of life now. But you know, it doesn't.
Referees still?
Yeah, referees, the essential part. There's get the same kind of fight. Don't servicemen does get too.
I don't think so, no. I don't think so. It's a little different.
And referee abuse is a whole different conversation.
Yeah. I didn't even get to bring that up on that. But anyhow,
that's part two.
Thanks for your service. I really appreciate it, and it was enlightening.
Scarlett, thanks for coming on, bro, and
bro.
And sharing your knowledge. We really appreciate it.